If you're feeling burnt out and not inspired to work hard, there may be a good reason for it. You might be burned out and not lazy. When we're burnt out, our bodies are telling us that we need some time off. Our brains are also telling us that we're not working hard enough. We might be able to push through the fatigue, but eventually, it will catch up with us. There are several signs that you might be burned out. Some of these signs include feeling tired all the time, having a lack of energy, feeling unmotivated, and being unable to focus on anything. 1. You're constantly seeking approval. If you're constantly seeking approval, it's likely that you're burned out. When you're burned out, you can't focus on anything else but getting approval from others. This can lead to a number of problems in your life, including burnout at work. If you feel like you need to constantly prove yourself to others, it's time to take a step back and assess your situation. Maybe you need to find a new job or change some of your habits in order to get back into balance. 2. You struggle to make time for yourself. If you're feeling exhausted and unmotivated, it might be time to take a look at your work schedule. It's possible that you're burned out, not lazy. When you're burned out, you may find it difficult to make time for yourself. You may feel like you can't take any time off, and you may become overwhelmed if you try to take a break. You may also find that your productivity falls when you're not working. If you're feeling this way, it's important to talk to your boss or doctor. They can help identify the cause of your burnout, and they may be able to give you some advice on how to overcome it. 3. You are forgetting the value of sleep. Getting enough sleep is essential for a healthy life. As humans, our bodies need sleep to restore and rejuvenate themselves. When we don't get enough sleep, our body has trouble performing its normal functions. One of the first signs that you are burned out is when you begin to forget the value of sleep. You may start to feel like you can't function without your daily dose of ZZZs. You may also find yourself making careless decisions because you're not as focused as you should be. If you find yourself struggling to get enough sleep, there are a few things that you can do to improve your situation. First, make sure that your sleeping environment is comfortable and quiet. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time each day so that you can get a consistent amount of sleep. Finally, try to avoid working during peak hours, between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m., if possible, because this will increase the amount of stress that you are under. 4. You feel overworked and overwhelmed. If you're feeling overwhelmed and overworked, it might be time to take a break. When you're burnt out, you're not able to give your best work performance. Some signs that you're burned out are when you feel like you can't stop working, even if it's been a long day. You might also feel like you can't concentrate or that your energy is drained after work. It's important to take a break from work every once in a while so that you can rejuvenate and recharge. When you're able to come back to work with fresh energy, your work will be better than before. 5. You feel like a slave to your work schedule. If you find yourself feeling like you can't escape from work, there may be a reason for it. You may be burned out, not lazy. When you're burned out, you're working so hard that you feel like you're a slave to your work schedule. You're constantly on edge and your mind is always racing. You can't relax or take a break because you know that if you do, your productivity will go down. Burned out workers are usually the ones who are finishing projects way ahead of schedule, but they don't have any time to relax or take a break. They're so focused on their work that they lose sight of what's important in their life. If you find yourself feeling this way, it might be time to take some time off and rejuvenate. 6. You're suffering from anxiety and depression. If you're feeling burnt out and struggling to get your work done, there's a good chance you're suffering from anxiety and depression. These conditions can take a heavy toll on your energy and motivation. Anxiety is a general term that refers to feelings of fear, nervousness, or dread. It can be mild or severe, and it's often accompanied by physical symptoms like heart palpitations, trembling, and difficulty breathing. Depression is a mental disorder characterized by feelings of sadness, emptiness, and guilt. It can be mild or severe, and people with depression often have problems with sleep, appetite, concentration, and mood swings. If you're experiencing any of the following signs, it may be time to seek professional help: feeling overwhelmed at work or home, lack of energy, being irritable or tense all the time, poor concentration, suicidal thoughts or attempts.